You were listening to the Jacsports podcast show. I'm your host, Alex Hamilton. A lot to talk about tonight. Ryan Lochte suspended for 10 months over the gas incident he lied about in Rio. Tim Tebow signed with the Mets, going to be playing in instructional league. More rumors about Marshawn Lynch coming back around week 4 or 5. Going to get in depth with that. Predictions on Broncos versus Panthers, NFL predictions for the NFC, and 3 things to get excited about in the NFL this season. Stay tuned for more. Good evening, Jacsports audience. I'm your host, Alex Hamilton. Why in the heck did Ryan Lochte have to lie to officials? And that equals him getting suspended for 10 months. You know what I think about it? It is outrageous, I think about it. He's an idiot. He should be suspended more, at least 2 years. I mean, seriously, why do you do a lie to officials? Yeah, you're drunk, but still, be control and actually don't go get drunk at Rio de Janeiro because it's stupid and walk on the streets. Everywhere you look, there's a fridge in the water. There's people walking up to you with knives, snapping their fingers. I mean, you're just stupid. You're just stupid for lying to officials. Now they want you back in Brazil for more punishment. You should, because you are an idiot. All right, moving on. Tim Tebow signing with the Mets and going to the instructional league. What I think about this whole situation is I think it's just a publicity stunt. I saw the highlights. He did not impress me at all. 8 other clubs were looking at him earlier today when I saw the news. Blue Jays, etc., Braves. But what I saw is he didn't have a great arm than I thought he would have. And he just didn't impress me. He was hitting home runs left and right. But they had 2 MLB pitchers going situational stuff, but he didn't impress me at all. I didn't think he was that good, but it's more of a publicity stunt for the Mets. They just want to get attention. I mean, for God's sakes, a couple years ago, ESPN, who I godly hate, when he went to the Jets, all they focused on was Tim Tebow, Tim Tebow, Tim Tebow. They just do this because, for God's sakes, he's a role model to so many people. But another thing is stupid is he did this to play in the MLB, try to get the MLB dream. But at the same time, he told an interviewer that, you know what, I'm going to do my day job too, so I'm not fully committed to playing the MLB baseball. So I thought, why in the heck did you waste so many teams' times by getting scouts out there to watch you play, and you didn't impress many at all? The Mets only took him, I think, a publicity stunt. Like, if you're got all those teams out there, fully commit to baseball and quit the job for Dan, and you're Tim Tebow, for God's sakes, you will always have a job at ESPN. Marshawn Lynch, a good player, great career through 9 years, retired for God knows what reason, but he might come back. Many teams, I think, will take an interest in him, but you know what home he'll take is the Seattle Seahawks. You know why? Because he wants to win another championship with the Seattle Seahawks. And I do think the Seattle Seahawks will win the Super Bowl this year. That's another one of Alex Hamilton's predictions on Jock Sports Podcast Show. But another thing is he's looking to return around week 4 or week 5, which week 5 is a bye week for the Seattle Seahawks. So they can go in arrangement and say, you know what, blah, 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 to Marshawn Lynch and say, you're hired back. People say Thomas Rawls sucks, but I think he's going to be a main factor in Seattle Seahawks offense this year. Broncos versus Panthers, one of the most disappointing Super Bowls that I've ever watched, and many of us agree on that. The rematch tonight is underway right now, but many people think that the Broncos defense is still one of the best in the league. Many people will not agree on my point, but their defense is really in decline. They lost one of the main factors in their defense is the defensive tackle, Kawan Jackson, something like that. The Jaguars, their defense is going to decline. Older people, DeMarcus Ware, I think, will get hurt in the middle of the season. My prediction for this game will be Panthers 24, the Broncos 14. I just think Cam Newton will just do great again. I really think the Panthers will end up as 13-3 this year, and the Broncos will end at 7-9. Broncos are not good enough. I've seen the quarterback play a bit, and he does not look good. I don't think he's that good. He's already thrown an interception. They've been in the red zone a couple of times already, and they've been struggling. They've really been struggling. But they got a first-round pick of Paxton Lynch from Memphis, and they haven't used him a bit that I've seen. It's just, I don't get it because they picked this kid out of 7th round. I mean, yeah, he looks all right. He looks a little shaky. But at the same time, putting a guy who looks like Brock Osweiler, but he's 6'7", I think he will have better experience than him. I think Paxton Lynch, if he starts other than the Seymour guy or whatever, they will turn into 9-7 team. They really will. They don't have an offense they don't have an offense, really. They really don't. They have key weapons with Demaryius Thomas, C.D. Anderson, and Emmanuel Sanders, but they don't have a good offensive line. They really don't have a good offensive line. Offensive line is below average for the Broncos. So I picked the Broncos going 7-9 this season. My last podcast show, I might have said 9-7, something like that, but 7-9 is really what I want to go at. And the Panthers at 13-3. Now on to my predictions in the NFL. I'm going to go with the NFC South first. I predict the Panthers, of course, going 13-3. I go with the New Orleans Saints going with 8-8. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers going 7-9, and the Atlanta Falcons going 5-11. Why? The defense for the Atlanta Falcons just suck. They have a good cornerback, but other than that, they just suck. The Atlanta Falcons defense sucks. All right, moving on to the NFC North. Of course, many of us predict that the Packers will win the division. I think they will go 12-4, take the number 2 seed in the NFC, and Panthers will take number 1. Then it'll be the Vikings at 10-6. Even without Teddy Bridgewater, I think Sam Bradford can get the job done. I don't think that he's a bad quarterback. Other people think he sucks. He's not that bad of a quarterback. Many people's standards as being a good quarterback is being all-pro or Pro Bowl or winning Super Bowls. He can get the job done. He just gets injured so dang much. If he's not injured and he's fully healthy, he will do good. I like Sam Bradford. I think he can get the job done as a Vikings. Then after that, he'll be gone once Teddy Bridgewater gets back. I think that was a good addition for them to trade for. He's worth a first-round pick. I might be behind best, so it's what you might think, but he is worth a first-round pick. Next is the Detroit Lions going 8-8, and then this is my bold prediction, the Chicago Bears going 4-12. Chicago Bears just suck. Lost Matt Forte. Jake Cutler is a terrible quarterback. He's a douchebag as well. Barely got any good defense. Don't know anyone on defense. I just think they'll suck. I really think they'll suck. On to the NFC East. Many of you, I picked the Dallas Cowboys to win. Dak Prescott can get the job done. He can really get the job done. With Ezekiel Elliott and Alfred Morris, both of them rotating a lot. Those two will get the job done. Plus, with the best offensive line that I've ever seen in my entire lifetime watching football. They are outstanding offensive line. One of the best center. Two of the best tackles in the NFL. One of the best centers in the past decade. So they're doing amazing job. Defense got a little better by adding Jalen Smith, who is always hurt, but he will get better. He will improve a lot. Next is the Redskins going 9-7, but just barely missing the playoffs. I think they won't be as good as they were last year. Kirk Cousins will have a good season, but not as great as he did last year. With the addition of Josh Norman will help them a lot. But their defense is still missing stuff. I think their defense is average. Their offense is better. Jordan Reed is good. Good wide receiver core. With the loss of Alfred Morris, someone's got to prove something. I really think they'll be 9-7. Next, last but not least, of course, is the Eagles. They'll go 6-10. Not good. Not good at all. With the first edition of the new coach, they'll be crappy. I really think so. Fletcher Cox will be one of the main people on the defense, but they will suck on defense. Offense will lack. I mean, with Ryan Matthews at running back, I think he'll rush over 1,000 yards, which is one of my big bold predictions, but still, it will be not very good. One of the worst teams in the NFC. Last but not least is the most favorite division in the NFC is the NFC West. The main team that will come on out top is, of course, the Seattle Seahawks, and my prediction to be the 2017 Super Bowl 51 champions. They have good talent, great defense, great offense with one of the best quarterbacks in the league, versatile and running style. Russell Wilson, a great wide receiver core with, I think, one of the best wide receivers in the league. Doug Baldwin, one of the best linebacking cores, one of the best defense probably in a while, really in a while. I really think they're better than Denver's defense right now. Second place, which is a shocker, is Arizona Cardinals at 11-5. They will be the 5th seed. I think they will lose in the first round. They will face the Dallas Cowboys, but the Dallas Cowboys, I think, will beat them. That's another one a bit of my bold predictions. The Dallas Cowboys will beat the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals will lose against the Green Bay Packers. The Packers will go on to lose to the Seahawks in NFC Championship. Really will happen. And the AFC Championship will be, bold prediction, the Steelers and the Patriots. Steelers beat Patriots. Steelers lose to Seahawks 27-20. That's my bold prediction today. Last but not least, the 3 reasons to get excited for NFL. Reason number 1, heck, it's NFL. Who doesn't love the NFL? People clashing against each other, earning millions of dollars just to beat the crap out of each other with pads on. Reason number 2, it just brings joy to your house. It brings commitment. It brings so many people around in the community to just watch one team score a touchdown. Reason number 3, who doesn't want to hear Al Michaels' voice? He's the God of all gods. He's who I admire. Al Michaels makes football. Mike Tirico sucks at NBC. Mike Tirico, fire Mike Tirico. I love him on Monday Night Football, but fire Mike Tirico on NBC. Screw him. This is Alex Hamilton with Jacsports Podcast Show. Thank you for listening. Reach me on Twitter at Jacsports44. Go on my website. Not very good website right now. I'm going to edit it. Jacsports.weebly.com. Weebly, Weebly. Make sure to reach out to me on email, hamiltona62@gmail.com. I will be making a Facebook page soon, but just wait on that. And remember, it's outrageous, my friends. See you later.